Hello everyone, Joseph Hadid here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community, and let's recap the long week we just had. Let's kick it off with some NFL news. Antonio Brown and two others are suspended by the NFL for faking vaccination status. The NFL on Thursday suspended Antonio Brown, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers star receiver, and defensive back Mike Edwards without pay for the next 3 games for misrepresenting their COVID-19 vaccination status, an egregious violation of protocols that were jointly agreed upon by the league and its players' union. A review conducted by the NFL and the NFL Players Association concluded that Brown and 2 other players, Edwards and the free agent receiver John Franklin III, had acquired fake vaccination cards. Franklin will have to sit out the next 3 games if he is signed by a team. The Tampa Bay Times on November 18th first reported that Brown had obtained the card, promoting the review, the health and safety of players, and personal is our top priority. The league and the players union said in a statement together, the protocols were jointly developed working with our respective experts to ensure that we are practicing and playing football as safely as possible during the ongoing pandemic. The NFL and the NFLPA jointly reinforced their commitment and further emphasized the importance of strict adherence to the protocols to protect the well-being of everyone associated with the NFL. Brown's lawyer, Sean Burston, said in a telephone interview on November 18th that Brown promised him that night that he was vaccinated and that he had gotten at least 1 shot at a drive-through site. Burston said that he neither asked Brown nor when he knew he got his first dose. In a statement Thursday, Burston again said that Brown was vaccinated and continues to support the vaccine for any person for whom it is appropriate. The NFL would not publicly confirm the players' vaccination status or whether the league was trying to determine who had been exposed to the players before it was publicly known that they had fake vaccination cards. The NFL has responded to breaches of COVID protocol over the last 2 seasons by fining the offending players, coaches, and teams. Just last month, it docked the league's reigning most valuable player, Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers, $14,500 for not wearing masks inside his team's headquarters and other facilities or during his news conference, as is mandated for unvaccinated players. Although Rodgers misled reporters who asked if he was vaccinated, the Packers were aware of his unvaccinated status and were fined $300,000 for not monitoring his behavior better. But the NFL determined that acquiring fake vaccination cards is a criminal offense, merited the strictest punishment it has yet to mount out for an individual violation. The league has not mandated COVID-19 vaccines, but it has incentivized players and personnel to get them by instituting harsh penalties, including the forfeit of games for teams whose unvaccinated staff members expose others to outbreaks. Let us focus now on NFL Week 13. The biggest matchup this upcoming week is the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills, the crown for first place in the AFC East. Currently, right now, New England is in possession of it, but Buffalo could take that if they secure a W against the Patriots. But let's announce the following players' injuries and practice participation. New England Patriots are 8-4. Here are the players that did not participate. As of right now, no players are listed. Limited availability: center David Andrews with a shoulder, Defensive line, Christian Barrymore with a knee. Jaywan Bentley with ribs. Brandon Bolden with the knee. Offensive tackle Trent Brown with calf. Nick Folk with the left knee. Linebacker Deontay Hightower with an ankle. And wide receiver Gunnar Olszewski with an ankle. Actually, Gunnar Lewiski, with an ankle. Full availability, no players are listed currently. As for the Buffalo Bills, who are 7-4 on the season, here are the players that did not participate. Wide receiver Cole Beasley, he's on veteran rest. Reggie Gillum with an ankle. Limited availability, then defensive tackle Star Lutuli with an illness, and linebacker Matt Milenio with the shoulder. And offensive tackle, who is full availability, Cody Ford with bicep. Next up is Major League Baseball news. Seeger signs a 10-year, $325 million deal with Rangers. The Texas Rangers have reached an agreement on a $325 million 10-year deal with shortstop Corey Seeger. According to a person familiar with the deal, the person spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity Monday because the deal was pending a physical and wasn't finalized. Seeger was the National League MVP in 2020 and a two-time All-Star in his 7 seasons with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He hit .306 with 16 homers and 57 RBIs in 95 games this year. When he broke a finger on his right hand after getting hit by a pitch May 15 and missed 2.5 months, the deal for Seeger is the biggest in Rangers history and matches Giancarlo Stanton for the 5th largest in overall value in baseball. The $325 million trails only the deals of Mike Trout, $426.5 million, and Mookie Betts with $365 million. Fernando Tatis Jr., $340 million, and Bryce Harper, $330 million. Seeger's deal with the Rangers came a day after Texas reached an agreement on a 7-year, $175 million contract with Gold Glove second baseman Marcus Semien. According to a person familiar with the deal, that was also pending a successful physical. And this was all before the Major League Baseball lockout that took into effect this past Wednesday. Let's quickly move over to some NBA news. LeBron James cleared to play after false positive virus test. The Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James has been cleared to play in the team's game against the Los Angeles Clippers on Friday after a false positive coronavirus test landed him in the NBA's health and safety protocol earlier this week. The league said in a news release, after initially testing positive on Tuesday, James returned 2 negative tests 24 hours apart, administered by league officials. That enabled him to be taken out of the league's health and safety protocol, according to the league. In keeping with their enhanced coronavirus protocols after Thanksgiving, NBA officials collected a sample to test on Monday and received a positive result on Tuesday. They used another instrument to test the same sample, and that test returned in an inconclusive result. Coincidentally, James was placed into the league's health and safety protocol. James had been with the Lakers in Sacramento, where they were set to play the Kings on Tuesday night. The team arranged for a medical plane to take James back to Los Angeles, according to a person familiar with James' situation. James' teammates were concerned about him. Scary situation, the Lakers' Anthony Davis said. He said he's good. I think he said he was I think he said he was asthmatic, which is a good sign. But we want him to make sure he gets back. Health is most important. It's bigger than basketball. he has a family. Despite testing positive, James never believed he had the coronavirus and consulted a doctor who conducted multiple PCR tests at James' home that were all negative. According to the person familiar with James' situation, James posted a tweet on Wednesday that included 5 emojis of fish, including one hanging from a fishing hook. Many interpreted the tweet as implying he thought something unusual was happening with his coronavirus testing. James said before the season that he was vaccinated against COVID-19. Vaccinated players have been tested much less often than unvaccinated players this season. But given the higher chance players might have been exposed to the virus during Thanksgiving gatherings, the NBA increased testing requirements for vaccinated players. According to a memo obtained by the New York Times, all players were required to be tested on November 28, 29, and November 30th. The false positive caused James to miss the Lakers game Tuesday against the Kings, the 12th game he has missed this season. He has missed 10 games because of injuries and 1 because of a suspension. Now, let's assume he's not able to play. What if LeBron James missed several games? Can the LA Lakers survive the battle against the Clippers without LeBron James? LeBron James has missed many games this season due to injuries. However, he's not the only player that the purple and gold are missing. Trevor Ariza and Kendrick Nunn have also been out for the Lake Show since the start of the season. As the duo suffered injuries during the preseason, the Lakers currently hold a 12-11 record and sit at the 6th position in the West. Their next game is against the Clippers team, who have been a tough team this season. Let's say LeBron James was out. The Lakers then will have to rely heavily on their other stars. This is where Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis come in. Both have been combining well, and if things work well, they can definitely lead the Lakers to a win over the Clippers. Westbrook has been the only star that has featured in all games for the Lakers. He started the season slowly, but looks to have found his form. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis has also done some solid work for the team this season. He has been playing through injuries, but that has not stopped him from playing good basketball. The big man is averaging 24.3 PPG and 10.0 RPG. He has been an excellent rim protector, averaging 2.3 BBG. If the Lakers want to get to a win against the Clippers on Friday, both Anthony Davis and Russ will have to be at their best. The intercity rivals play at the iconic Staples Center. A win would be a great boost for either of the teams, as it will help boost their morale for tough games coming ahead. Coming up next, NHL news. Jack Hughes and the Devils reportedly agree to an 8-year, $64 million contract extension. The New Jersey Devils and star forward Jack Hughes are reportedly close to finalizing an 8-year, $64 million contract extension. Pierre Corey Missick of The Athletic. Hughes, 20, has played in just 3 games for the Devils this season after separating his shoulder in October, registering 2 goals and an assist in 2 games. He's returning to the team on Tuesday evening. He's a very important piece of our team. His puck position, his playmaking ability, the speed he adds to the team, head coach Lindy Ruff told reporters. You know, we've missed that part. Just great to have him back. He's excited. We're all excited to have him back. Hughes, the top overall pick in the 2019 draft, posted 18 goals and 34 assists in his first 2 seasons across 117 games. Hardly shabby production for a teenager. Though not the sort of return that some of the other young stars in the NHL offered early in their careers. Connor Mcdavid, for instance, notched 46 goals and 102 assists in his first two campaigns, 127 games total. Granted, McDavid is a unique and special talent, but Jake Eichel, 48 goals, 65 assists in 142 games. Austin Matthews, 74 goals, 58 assists in 144 games. Patrick Lane, 80 goals, 54 assists in 155 games. And Nico Heisker. Nico Heisker, 37 goals, 62 assists in 151 games, are other recent examples of top 5 picks who hit the ground running with their first 2 seasons. That doesn't mean that Hughes doesn't have another level in him. His potential is obviously immense, but to live up to his current extension, he'll need to take that to the next step. Subban is traded to the Sabres by Blackhawks. Malcolm Subban was traded to the Buffalo Sabres by the Chicago Blackhawks on Thursday for future considerations. The 27-year-old goalie has not played in the NHL this season. He and the goalie Colin Delay were assigned to Rockford of the American Hockey League prior to the season with Marc-Andre Fleury and Kevin Lackland on the Blackhawks roster. When it first happened for me, it was obviously disappointing. Subban told WQRF TV in Rockford, Illinois on November 10th, "This summer, that was probably the most dedicated summer I had ever. Just coming in, hoping to get an opportunity, and obviously getting set down, it was tough. At the same time, you realize you're getting paid to do a job." Subban is 2-2-1 with a 3.38 goals against average and a .93 save percentage for Rockford. He made 21 saves in a 3-1 win against Milwaukee on Wednesday. Me and Rockford goaltending coach Peter Ubry have been working a lot of stuff here, Subban said. "I think it's been helping me. My game has been improving. That's obviously the main focus." The Sabres, who are 8-11-3 on the season, visit the Florida Panthers on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and NHL Live and ESPN Plus. Dustin Towarski and Aaron Dell have handled the goaltending for Buffalo, with Craig Anderson sidelined since November 2nd because of an upper body injury. Toskry was placed in NHL COVID-19 protocol, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was recalled from Rochester of the American Hockey League on Thursday. The Blackhawks acquired Subban, the younger brother of New Jersey Devils defensive man PK Subban, in a trade with the Vegas Golden Knights on February 4, 2020. Part of a 3-team trade with the Toronto Maple Leafs that sent goalie Robin Lehner to Vegas. Subban was 6-8-1 with a 3.20 GAA, .900 save percentage, and 2 shutouts in 16 games, 14 starts last season, and is 36-31-8 with a 3.2 GAA, 8.99 save percentage, and 3 shutouts in 82 games, 74 starts for the Boston Bruins, Golden Knights, and Blackhawks. That's all for this week. I'll see you on Sunday's podcast. Till then, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Worldwide Sport Updates, for your sports up-to-date information nonetheless. Again, This is Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. For the latest updates, this is Joseph Hadid. Again, Worldwide Sport Updates, and I'll see you around.